This segment of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.
Welcome back. Total confirmed COVID-19 cases in the Bahamas has increased, with health officials confirming 53 additional cases of infections for Wednesday, June 16th. A combination of new cases and cases that were confirmed between November 2020 and March this year. 37 new cases confirmed on New Providence and 2 new ones on Abaco. On Grand Bahama, 13 cases, and Eleuthera, 1 case, which were reported during the period November 3rd and March 31st, 2021. The total cases in country now stand at 12,295. Of that figure, 740 of them are active cases, 38 hospitalized, 35 are moderately ill, while 3 are in the intensive care unit. The COVID death toll has also increased. Health officials confirming the unfortunate death of a 56-year-old male of New Providence who died on Thursday, June 10th. His death pushes the total death count to 241. 22 cases have recovered on Wednesday. That total now is 11,230. A key response to mitigate COVID-19 is vaccinations, as none of us are safe until all of us are safe. And that's according to Health Minister Renward Wells, who during his contribution to the budget debate on Thursday morning in the lower chamber said COVID-19 vaccinations help us collectively get to that safe place of completely reopening the economy. That said, Minister Wells revealed that the government allocated $10 million in this upcoming fiscal year for COVID-19 contingencies, noting that the government has redirected some $2.4 million to ensure access to vaccines through the COVAX facility.
Mr. Speaker, it has been exactly 13 weeks since the Bahamas commenced rollout of the AstraZeneca vaccine to the public. To date, 87,200 vaccines have been received in the country, and some 20,000 doses were a welcome donation from the government of India. The remaining doses were procured by the government through the Powerhouse COVAX facility and delivered in 2 equal allotments on the 30th of March and the 11th of May. The third and final allotment through the COVAX facility of some 36,600 is expected before the end of June.
According to the minister, after this third shipment, the Bahamas would have access to a total of 120,000 vaccine doses. As of June 15th, a total of 70,573 doses have been administered, 51,099 first doses and 19,474 second doses. Now, the World Health Organization's Director General has challenged member states to achieve vaccination of at least 10% of the population by the end of September 2021 and at least 30% by the end of the year. Minister Wells contends that we can get to 30% in the first instance before September. As of the 15th of June 2021, almost 2.2 billion vaccines have been administered globally. Of this, almost 530 million, or 24.1%, were administered in the region of the Americas. Meantime, Bahamas Nurses Union President Amancha Williams says that she has no issues with the Minister of Health's budget debate contribution, which revealed that a number of issues will be addressed with the healthcare system. She shared these thoughts with our news team on Thursday afternoon.
The minister stated in his budget that he's going to hire 140 plus nurses at the end of this year. And I'm happy to know that we have made a progress after the demonstration with the student nurses, that they provided a way out that the nurses can do their clinical hours, and they will be moving forward, and we will still be producing up to 100 nurses, at least 100 nurses a year. So I'm pleased with that, and I'm pleased that the honorary gift will be paid to the nurses who've worked very hard.
A high priority of the health minister's contribution was capital development, revealing that the Princess Margaret Hospital, the Rand Memorial Hospital, and local clinics were in the capital and Family Islands will have work done. Here's what Nurse Williams had to say about that.
Right now, most of the buildings that we have, especially our hospital, they are over 80 plus years old, okay? Beyond many of our ages. So the infrastructure needs to be improved. Telemedicine needs to improve. I agree with that, because at the end of the day, all you have is a registered nurse over the various islands, okay? And we're into saving lives. And so we're grateful that the budget will meet the standards of a growing population.
The BNU president says that she hopes everything is done in a timely manner and not just for show and tell. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Public Works Desmond Bannister is confident that the country's power giant will not be undertaking any load shedding of power supply this summer. In fact, the DPM promising no summer load shedding this year. For decades, load shedding has been known to plague the capital in the summer months, but Minister Bannister says the government feels confident that there will be none this summer.
Mr. Speaker, we can safely account for a minimum of between 315 and 350 megawatts across the summer. Speaker, just for the benefit of Exuma, who's an astute businessman, we can safely account for a minimum of between 315 and 350 megawatts this summer against an expected summer peak load of 250 megawatts. The highest, for reference, the highest recorded peak reached in the Bahamas is 248 megawatts. And that means we should have almost from 60 to 100 megawatts of redundancy.
Admitting that Bahamas Power and Light's challenges made his first years in office a most miserable experience, Minister Bannister says thanks to the new executive board, the power giant has completely turned around. Now, he also acknowledges that there have been some outages in recent times due to challenging weather conditions, careless drivers, and human error. To that, he says this.
Speaker, EPL is working to improve its transmission and distribution capabilities to decrease the number of outages. And they know that I expect that appropriate action will be taken when outages are caused as a result of human error.
The minister made his remarks while he delivered his contribution to the 2021-2022 budget debate in the lower chamber on Thursday afternoon. And in more recent times, we have heard the complaint that cruise ship companies do not encourage their guests to engage in local businesses. Well, Crystal Cruises is looking to change that frustrating trend as they have forged deep relations with more than 24 local businesses that will offer Bahamian experiences to their guests. Jarino Saunders tells us more in this new partnership.
Crystal Cruises forging meaningful local partnerships to offer to their guests a 100% Bahamian experience on luxury Bahamas escape voyages. The cruise line is partnered with over 30 Bahamian operators who will work alongside Crystal Cruises to offer a local experience beginning in Nassau on July 3rd and in Bimini on July 4th. All sides hope the partnerships will help to reinvigorate tourism in the Bahamas and bring much needed capital into the economy. Sailing in the Bahamas at a reduced capacity to allow social distancing and requiring all guests to be fully vaccinated for COVID-19, Crystal Cruises recently got an extension to call on the Bahamas until November 2021. Crystal's executives, led by President Jack Anderson, says they will continue to work closely with their local partners. According to Mr. Anderson, for over 30 years, Crystal has delivered distinctive itineraries on their luxury Bahamas escapes, and they want to continue to offer a one-of-a-kind experience that is local and authentic. Some of their local partners include Big D's Conch Spot, featuring Bahamian dishes, with owner Darren Tucker making the partnership, Exuma Water Sports, owner Ray Lightbourne, and the Chameleon Management Group, represented by Managing Director Petra Haven. Crystal Cruises will also engage a 15-member Junkanoo band to perform for guests when Crystal Serenity departs from Nassau. And it doesn't end there. Crystal Cruises is also working with the Ministry of Tourism to feature straw markets with local businesses in the Family Islands. Dionisio D'Aguilar, Minister of Tourism and Aviation, says the return of cruising in the Bahamas is vital for the tourism economy, and the government is thrilled to see such partnerships with local businesses to bring guests wonderful experiences, because it's truly better in the Bahamas. Jurino Saunders for JCN News.
You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.
This segment of the news has been brought to you by Sun Oil Limited.